Further down the field, Gurmit Tethi and Sami Nyori were embroiled in their own battle for the final podium position. Nyori in the little Toyota Vitz went quicker on both stages, but time lost earlier meant Tethi went into service with 55 seconds advantage. There was more drama for Duncan as he arrived at service. The engine was losing oil from a leak, which the mechanics were able to find much to the crew's relief. With over a 2-minute gap to Chaga, it was unlikely Duncan will be able to take back the victory and will have to settle for a podium instead. Baldev held a narrow lead that will be difficult to defend unless Peter Horsey faltered. Unable to push too hard on the first open stages, he was resigned to maintaining his pace and consolidating championship points.
The car is getting hot. I don't know what's the problem, but just getting through, I think. Can't complain. I think we should be leading because Ian had a puncture, and I think we beat Horsey in the last stage by a couple of seconds, so we might have a very small lead, a couple of seconds, maybe 10-15.
Jas Mangat was happier with his progress, but still disappointed with the early punctures that had ruined his chance to fight for victory.
That was okay, man. We had a few punctures. Took us a long time to change.
Yeah.
Very long time.
But the stages are alright, otherwise the cars...
No, the stages were good. Stages were good. There's no traffic. It's good.
After a short regroup to allow backmarkers to clear the route before the third and fourth stages were repeated, Onkarai had time to contemplate his plan of attack on the final 2 stages. Duncan backed off, losing 15 seconds to Chaga on the stage 5 rundown to Konza. With not enough kilometers and a 2-minute gap to the leader, it will take some bad luck on Chaga's part for Duncan to take the victory. Peter Horsey dropped 40 seconds on the run to Konza. The bolts were coming loose on the rear diff, forcing him to back off. Chaga now had a clear lead and could afford to cruise through stage 5, but still went quickest to stretch his lead further. Onkarai's rally was about to end in dramatic fashion. The rear diff came loose, puncturing the fuel cell, and the car caught fire. The crew had no choice but to abandon the car in the middle of the road, where it eventually burnt to a shell, blocking the road for other competitors. Thankfully, the crew escaped without injury, and we hope to see them back in competition with a new car soon. 8 cars had made it through before the organizers made the decision to stop the stage, giving the remaining cars a scratch time based on the time of the slowest car. The competitors then continued on to the start of stage 6, where they resumed the competition. Peter Horsey's woes continued. The rear diff mounting broke and the crew were forced to stop to try to make repairs. They lost 20 minutes in the stage and arrived 10 minutes late to the end control, incurring penalties that dropped them down to 7th overall. It was a huge disappointment after leading the rally earlier. After a great performance that saw the crew lying 4th overall for much of the event, Jasprit Singh Chatte's rally came to an abrupt end 14 kilometers before the finish. The engine blew and the rally was over, but not before signalling them out as a team to watch in 2013. With the demise of Peter Horsey and Chatte, Azar Anwar was promoted to 3rd overall, another podium finish being his reward for patience. Alex Horsey was one of the crews to make it through stage 5, and as a result came home in 4th overall, the best result for the pickup, and with it the Class S win. It had been a good fight back after losing so much time on the first stage. Alistair Keith had quietly gone about setting good stage times, and his efforts were rewarded with 6th overall. He had led the Group S class for most of the event and will surely be one to watch this season. Jas Mangat eventually recovered to finish 8th overall despite having yet another puncture. It was a difficult run for the Ugandan champion, but no doubt he will be challenging for top honours at the next round in Voi. Jaswinda Chana brought his old Celica home in 9th overall and a podium position in the S-Class. He will have to find some speed in the following rounds if he is to defend his title. 10th overall and winning the Classic Cup was Aslam Khan in his Porsche 911, and he'll be hoping for more competition this season. Hardev Singh Sira and Ramesh Vishram completed the podium for Ford. In the two-wheel drives, Adnan Suhail will manage to hold off the attack from Dennis Mwenda, eventually taking the class win and finishing a commendable 14th overall. For his part, Dennis had driven a solid event, a navigational error costing him the win, but with both crew competing on all rounds for the title, it promises to be an interesting championship. Stage 6 saw Ian Duncan record an identical time to Baldev Chaga, and with Peter Hose dropping down, he was elevated to second overall, taking solid championship points, with most of his rivals failing to score on this event.
No. Baldy was 2 minutes in front of us. There's no point even trying. But Peter had a puncture, I think.
So back up second again.
Maybe. Bit of luck. It's okay.
Good rally otherwise?
Yeah, it was fine. It's pretty fast, but it's good.
It's been 4 years since a Subaru last won a rally, with Baldev Chaga taking wins in Nakuru and Nanyuki in 2008. Since then, Mitsubishi have dominated rallying in Kenya. It was a bittersweet victory after teammate Onka Rai's car was destroyed, but victory nonetheless, and a great reward for a clean and measured drive. Baldev will be hoping improvements to his car will put him in the running to claim back the championship title.
I've enjoyed this very much today. One of the best rallies I've done. I couldn't say anything else, could I, at the moment. The cars run nicely, apart from the heating problem. I think the backing off is what's really saved us today, because we didn't get too aggressive and get punctures or damage the car. And Ian punctured, Horsey's braking the car. I think with that advantage, we've done it.
The finish and prize giving were held at the Kajiado Service Park after another excellent day of competition and a good start to the 2013 campaign. So, first blood to Baldev Chaga and an excellent start to the season, but you can be sure Tundo, Duncan and Kavana will be back looking for the win on the following round. Adnan Suhail takes an early advantage in the two-wheel drive category, but the competition looks to be tight and will have to be consistent if he wants to keep Dennis Mwenda behind him. The Moto pickup of Alex Hosses scraped the win on this event, but with the brothers swapping cars during the season, Yaswinda Chana's main challenge will be from Alistair Keith, and he will have to step it up if he wants to retain his title. Runaway winner in the Classic Cup, Aslam Khan, dominated from the start and got his title defense off to a perfect start. Round 2 takes the competitors to Voi in the heart of Elephant Country, bordering the world-famous Tsavo National Park. 3 stages repeated through the legendary Taita Hills will offer a more technical challenge to the drivers, taking them on roads made famous on the Safari Rally for so many years. We'll see you there.